Okay, so tonight we're back in Belleville. We have residence to do. Pretty standard claims here. Seeing the shadow person and things being knocked off the shelf. It's an apartment with an extra hidden apartment. That should be intriguing, I think. An old 1800s style home that was owned by a prominent local family. So maybe we'll have some questions to ask in regards to their ownership of the place and the historical that came around it. So we've got a guest with us tonight. Obviously it's Sandy, I, and Sydney. We've got Darren from CHAPS attending with us. He's a Belleville local. That's the Belleville local team. So shout out to them. And should be an exciting investigation. Lots of debunking.
These windows were all open and he closed them all off. And then that's when all the sound started inside. So I don't know if they could, you know, come and go before.
Yeah.
Right? But he boarded up all the windows up here.
We're saying what happened here.
We had a bottle just like this, round one.
Right.
Full of olive oil, sitting right like that way that one is. That's sitting on the table there. I didn't hear cracks. I come out here and it's sitting right where her feet are.
Really?
So if it's a vibration, it's just going to fall. It's just going to fall down. It's going to land somewhere around her. It's not going to land over there.
But there was still nobody coming into the...
No, there was just me home by myself. It was just the vibration of the fridge and stuff, and which either fell there or fell down there.
Yeah, that's empty. So, you know, maybe we... Trying to think.
You breaking my stuff?
Yes. I would think. What I'm a little shocked by that is that it wouldn't have actually broken.
That's what surprised me, was that it didn't bust. It didn't shatter when it hit the ground.
And you're right, it goes this way. Okay, so we got a floor that peaks here and moves this way. So it was a round bottle. If anything, I would have thought it would have smashed, frankly.
Yeah, so do I.
And it would have, I mean, you're right. I mean, is it here? I mean, it would have had to land and roll all the way over here, but if it's here, it's going to go that way.
That shelf there was covered in stuff. A few nights ago, cleaned it off, it was covered in stuff. And I was sleeping and woke up in the middle of the night, big crash. And everything looked like somebody took their hand and just wiped it all that way and all landed over there. So if it was just going to fall off, it would have just fell down, not over there.
Oh.
Okay.
And one night we had that chair sitting there. That was our bedroom. And I come out one night to get a drink and there was a black shadow sitting in the chair. I thought it was the dog. Because he always sits in the chair and I went to pet him. My hand went through the shadow. The shadow got up and just floated across the room and disappeared. That creeped me out big time. That's the only time I've been scared in this place. I don't get no bad feelings here, but that night I was scared. That just freaked me right out. I've been hearing it for so long now that I've learned to differentiate the footsteps.
All right, we'll do audio tests downstairs to hear what happened to you.
I will go it sometimes.
I'm walking from the top of the stairs to the geophone.
Down there.
Let's walk into one of the rooms.
Okay, I'm walking into the room that's to the left of the stairs.
Mark the door.
Too bad we don't have paranormal tape.
I don't think they care if we do this up here. It's not going to work. Let's just mark it with a rock. How's that? This is a really technical way to do it these days. You mark things with rocks.
Why do they have rocks up here?
All right, Belleville investigation going hot.
No, you're not.
All right, so Belleville investigation going hot. Okay, so this is CHAPS investigation, Belleville home. Present on the investigation is William and his girlfriend. They're here tonight with the two dogs, but the dog's kind of quiet right now. We have a two-floored abode here. The top floor is an unoccupied apartment. We're thinking it might be a maid's quarters. And we have Darren from CHAPS, Sydney, myself, and we have Sandy on audio. We're going to walk out here into the living room right here. And we're going to have to stay kind of still because the floor is kind of creaky. I'm going to place my devices on the table. There's a little less electrical out here. When we were in the other room, the electrical devices in that room could have affected our machinery. So I'm going to ask a series of questions to maybe delve whether this is the Lazier family or if this is another person. Please, if you continue to come close to this device here and make the lights go higher, that would be really interesting for me. So we've got a 2 solid green. EMF is at the MEL is a 0, an ambient temperature of 21.2. Pardon me. On tag, we've got some clicky running around. That's the dog. Temperature has gone down a full degree. That can be attested to the fact that it's getting colder outside. So if you're going to impress me, you're going to have to make a bit more of a dramatic change than making the temperature go down 1 degree. You need to make that go right up to red. Where my hand is right now, if you can make that go up to red, I'd be kind of impressed.
Is there a Frank here? Is there anybody here that had something to say to us? Could you tell us what year you were alive? Do you want everybody to leave?
Can you tell me what year it is that you lived here? If it's the Laziers, and I'll keep coming back to this family. Gwen, you did a pretty miraculous thing. You rode on a horse all the way to Washington. So I'm going to ask 2 questions because I know what the answers are, but I want you to tell me the answers. One is, who was the president that you went to go meet in the United States and deliver that invitation? And second, I know you've never rode a horse before, but you rode a horse 800 miles in each direction. It's pretty impressive. What was the name of your horse?
Are either of Gwen's parents here? You must be pretty proud of how she grew up and became such a prominent person and received a monument in her honor. Is there a message you'd like us to give somebody for you? We're not here to hurt you, we just want to talk to you.
Oh, K2 is now flying up to reds. Can you do that again? Come near me, please.
you making our machine light up?
Come closer to the sound of our voice, okay? You just made that go up sporadically to reds a couple times there. Is it possible? Is your girlfriend texting right now?
Nope.
Okay. Anybody receiving any messages, Darren? You're not receiving anything?
Can I ask a question?
Hmm.
Frank, do you remember Rose? She used to live in this apartment when you lived downstairs before you died. She lives across the street now. You remember her? She talks about you all the time and how you used to do gardening all the time up front. You were crazy about gardening here.
All right. So we're now where the source of a great deal of noise occurs. This is an original apartment that isn't obviously rented out. And I'm gathering by the wallpaper that somebody was up here. I don't know what it's like to be dead, obviously, but I'd like you to tell me about it. I don't think anybody would have lived up here except for that point in time. It's obviously never been made into apartments. What was that? Did somebody clear their throat?
No.
No.
What
You didn't
the
hear
heck?
that? Did you not hear that?
I heard it. Yeah.
It was like a
I thought it was Sandy because it was like right beside me.
Did you hear it?
Did you not hear
No.
anything? You didn't hear like
What?
someone talking?
No.
What the heck? Are you sure it wasn't you?
Good. Well, let's hope. Serious source of electricity below us. No, that's dead. But as you go closer to the floor, you have the source of quite a bit of electricity.
What's
Yeah.
under us? What room?
Is there, what room are we under?
This would be right up about, oh, it's hard to tell. So that's right there. So that's probably in the next apartment over.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I gathered by looking at this. See, that's like, that's a solid red. And here you go. 5.2.
I found this on the web from You're Not. No more.
Tagging Siri.
You're hitting a 6.0 on the Mel. That never gets touched. So there's got to be either very ungrounded wires or a very where the electrical comes into the house.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So, like I said, these aren't going to matter much here. Okay, so this, you know, what was this? Well, this looked like it might have had actually.
Oh my god.
What?
You scared the shit out of me.
That's not a solid. Okay. So I'm imagining this was actually, and it's also, if you take a look at the doorway, this room isn't in its original state. This room would have had its regular peaked roof, and that this was put in after the fact. I'm gonna kind of go back in my lonesome back here. Pretty vulnerable. Do you want to do anything?
If you're here, is there something that you'd like to say to us while we're up here? Who you are? Is this Frank or Fred or whatever? Was this a maid? There's a device out there on the ground that you should be able to use some energy from. You need something to make yourself stronger. Can you manifest? Show yourself somehow? Maybe slam one of those doors?
Okay, so my name is Sandy. And I'd like to talk to whoever may still be here.
The dog. What was that? We'll have to put that on the video too.
Okay, so let's try this again. If there's somebody here, can you tell me your name? Why do you stay here? Did you work for the family who owned this home? What year do you think it is right now? Do you know what year it was when you passed? Do you have children? Okay, well, if anybody has tried to talk to me since we've been here, I want to thank you for that. And I'm going to say goodbye now. Was that you, the female voice I just heard? Can you say it again? Maybe this time say it a little bit louder.